Matt Gray is here on the Blaze Radio Network.
Good morning, Americans. It's Friday.
Welcome to it. Great to have you with us. Of course, not a very good start to a Friday for Keith over there. Jeez. Another swarm of bees. You must have been stung literally tens of thousands of times.
No, I'm not Keith.
Wait, what?
It's me, Jeffy.
Oh, no wonder. Okay. Thought it was a nasty swarm of... is it safe to still say African bees? I probably not.
No.
How dare you say they came from Africa?
It is not.
How dare you say that?
Barely okay for you to talk about the swelling of Keith, but I'll let that one go.
Or was it just one really big bee? Was it a swarm of bees or one the size of a Volkswagen?
I understand the bit. I got it.
Okay. I didn't know if you were getting it. But apparently you do.
I know.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I got it.
What I'm saying is that, yes, essentially that. And that you're overweight.
Thank you.
So I'm glad we got that out of the way.
I know.
Yeah, you're welcome. You're welcome. Just a quick reminder for you this morning.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Good to see you. Man, really good to see you today.
Right?
I mean that.
It's a happy day. It's a happy day for you. I know that. Great to have you with us, as I mentioned a few minutes ago. By the way, traffic and weather together every 3 minutes on the twos. All morning long, just to get you there on time. A lot of times.
And safe.
Yeah, and safe. Yeah. It's important. And we take it seriously. That's why we do it every 3 minutes on the twos.
Okay.
Because who knows when the weather forecast is going to change completely. Right? And the traffic patterns will switch.
I mean,
all of a sudden.
Split second and the traffic is backed up. We want you to know that it's backed up.
That's right. All right, we got a lot on tap for you today. A couple of sports notes. The Lakers and LeBron are out.
Good.
Man, that serves him right.
Have a nice day. Take care.
Or don't. That'd be even better.
Sorry. Yeah, and I was trying to be a little polite, but you know what? No.
Lakers lost 113-100 to the Phoenix Suns in Game 6. Eliminated 4-2 in the first round.
Did LeBron make it the whole game?
No, I think he left with 25 minutes left.
It's ridiculous.
I think he did stay this time. What a crybaby he is. It's just, it's embarrassing. And he wants to be compared to Michael Jordan.
Always.
Or even put above Michael Jordan. Nope.
No, LeBron. No. Sorry. No.
He has single-handedly, I think, hurt the league like nobody else has. Because nobody wants to be continually bombarded with his bull crap. and he pushes it. He jams it down our throats.
He sure does.
So you just get no respite from things. And isn't that what sports is kind of meant to be? A little bit of a respite?
Back in the old days, Pat.
Yeah, right. In olden times, it was a port in the storm. Not so much anymore. The USFL is coming back.
I know.
That's kind of cool.
Nice.
I guess. It'll be, I'm sure, about 3 games into the season, it'll be defunct again. But, I mean, they can't seem to make any of those leagues work.
Well, they've said that the names are going to remain the same to protect the innocent. And
the names from 1984?
Yeah. And they have a broadcast deal. I don't know how much that was worth with
who?
With Fox Sports.
Okay.
And
what time of the season? Is it going to be spring? It's going to be spring football just doesn't work.
Well, but
it's not going to work in the fall either. So.
And you've got XFL.
No, they're coming back.
Too. I thought so.
I don't think so. I think they're done. I think the XFL just
this might put
away.
the nail in the XFL's coffin. I mean, the pandemic certainly didn't help, but I thought that originally, I know that when you hang your cleats up, you go, "Oh, I'll be back in 2022." Yeah, no, you won't.
I haven't heard a peep out of them since they left. I don't know if they're planning a comeback. But is the USFL supposed to start next spring? Then 2022?
That's what they said.
That's really something.
That's what they said when they closed up shop because of the pandemic. So, I mean, I don't know. You're right. We haven't heard anything, but that's what they said.
Huh. Nobody can compete with the NFL. They just can't. Many have tried.
I know. I mean, when the draft, I just read a story where the draft was I think the 7th most watched of all time in the NFL. And I mean, it was huge numbers. Again,
it's amazing.
So, and
how exciting is the draft? For those of us who are really immersed in it and, care about some of the players and teams, I understand it, but the most watched, 7th most watched?
I think it was 7th was the number I saw, yeah.
That's amazing. That's really something.
I know, but it was the draft.
Right, the draft.
Let's go.
Bob Jones.
We go to pick number 4 to the Redskins. Oh, I mean, to the Washington football team.
Outside linebacker from St. Mary's University in Olaf, Minnesota. I think there's an Olaf, Minnesota. We'll have to look that up. But yeah, you wouldn't think that would be exciting. It doesn't. The description doesn't sound exciting, but for some reason,
it is.
I had to watch. Yeah, I watched the entire first round,
and especially in today's world, when if they're not there, you still hook up digitally.
Yeah.
So I mean, you get to see them and you get to see the family. It's kind of a cool thing.
Yep. Also, because Foreigner was not included in yet another year of either nominations or inductions into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. And you brought up some list that had people who had been snubbed. I was looking up lists of artists who've been snubbed in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. And so we'll go over some of that. It's amazing. One of the lists had 100 artists listed who have been snubbed.
Yeah, no, the list
100.
The list that I was thinking of I think I sent it to you, but if I didn't, that we were talking about, it was like 15 artists, and I thought, Foreigner's got to be on this list.
This one had 100, and Foreigner wasn't on the list.
Come on now,
100.
Come on,
are you kidding me?
What? Stop it.
As far as I know, they've never even been nominated.
That's embarrassing.
No Boston, no Foreigner, and artists I've never heard of. I was in music radio for 1,000 years. I've never heard of some of these bands.
Bill DeBlinky.
Worse names than that. I think I've heard of Bill DeBlinky.
Yeah, he played bongos on cut number 4 of the album from Billie Holiday, and it was great.
Right. Yes.
I mean, it's just agonizing. Anyway,
it's
just frustrating because I can't believe they never make any of the lists. I mean, they've made everyone angry at them. How's that possible?
Something's going on because it's ridiculous. The consideration that some of these bands get and artists get, and they had one album in literally. Somebody was nominated this last time. I can't remember. I think they had 2 albums. 2.
They're influencers, though.
Yes, I'm sure they are. I'm sure everybody says, yeah, I was super inspired by them. I don't know. I don't remember their name, but I know I was inspired by them. All right. 888-900-3393. Also at Pat Unleashed on Twitter. Looks like Sweden is getting a bit of a reprieve on being bashed by everybody on the face of the planet because they didn't crack down on lockdowns. And their numbers were all over the place. First, they were way up. Yeah. Then they were down compared to the rest of the people around them, the Nordic countries in particular. Then people were talking about their death rate and that it was better than everybody else's, and then it was worse. Turns out Sweden was pretty much right in what they were doing because there's almost no evidence that any of the lockdowns or any of the mask mandates or any of that helped to curb the virus at all. Whether or not you did lockdowns, you had about the same outcome as everybody else. It's really interesting. Sweden stubbornly refused the lockdowns, the mandates, the contact tracing, and 14,300 49 Swedes reportedly died from the coronavirus. So, was that failure? Were the economic and social upheavals in most of the world avoidable? The answer is yes. Yes. And so Sweden kept their economy together, just kind of went through the virus naturally, like we do every year with the flu.
Yeah, they also, when they first started out, they also made a point of, I think, if I remember it right, about distancing with the people who were most vulnerable, right?
Which makes sense.
Yes.
That's what everybody said in the beginning.
Right.
Let's protect the most vulnerable among us, and then the rest of us will do our business.
And be careful.
Yeah. Use your noodle. Now, is that too much to ask?
I guess so.
That should have been the motto, in fact. Use your noodle. And we would have been fine.
That would have been awesome. Have President Trump come out and say, this is our new program.
And he's just the guy
your noodle.
who could have pulled that off.
I know.
He really could have. Speaking of President Trump, they continue to harp on the fact that he was responsible for January 6th.
Oh, my gosh.
And the horrific damage, the untold violence, the piles and piles and piles of dead bodies.
I mean, I can barely come to work every day thinking about 1/6.
Because you're too traumatized, right? Yeah. Imagine the people who are actually in D.C. at the time.
know.
They can't deal with it. We just saw a Capitol police officer who's got PTSD or whatever.
It was embarrassing.
I mean, isn't that what cops do? Is like riot control? Nobody was murdered by the mob.
That interview that guy we just saw is embarrassing.
He was sobbing. He is distraught still.
They showed footage of how scared he was when someone reached their hand out and touched him.
Well, they pushed his mask.
Oh.
Yeah, he had a gas mask on, and somebody pushed it.
Go get.
I don't know how he survived.
I don't know either, but he made it.
Yeah.
He talked about
Barely.
going home and crying and hugging his children and then having to come back to work. So,
yeah,
man, I hope he's able to, not work now and get some help.
He needs to. Yeah, he needs to take some me time for himself. I mean, I don't want to, again, you always have to do the disclaimer because I don't want to minimize. And it sounds like you're minimizing, but they have maximized it to the point where you've got to say something about it. Come on. They act as though this was the most tragic, worst event in world history. People have compared it to 9/11.
Yeah.
Where 3,000 Americans died. And it started 2 endless wars. It's not on that level.
No, it is not.
It's not even on the level of the rioting and looting and destruction and murders that we had all summer long last year. And yet, they act as though this was the biggest insurrection moment with the most loss of life that has ever happened. Again, no one was killed. No one, except one member of the mob, right? She was the only one. Ashley Babbitt was the only one who was actually killed during that incident. You had others who died from health issues, like the cop Brian Sicknick died from 2 strokes. And here's the thing:
we laid him in state,
right?
And the rotunda.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
I mean, it was.
Yes. He was a hero.
Yeah.
They've also calculated the price tag of the damage at the Capitol.
Oh, no.
Yeah. Yeah.
Is this counting the therapy service for AOC? Or
I don't think it does, because I think it'd be about triple this price if it did.
Okay.
$1.5 million. Do I mean $1.5 billion or $1.5 trillion or $1.5 quadrillion? Nope, $1.5 million. Now, $1.5 million's a lot of money, but in the scope of the U.S. government and the scope of the angst they're attaching to this event, $1.5 million? That is 0.075% of the damage, the cost of the damage from the rioting. It's not even 1% of the cost of the damage that was caused by all the looting and rioting.
And I could be wrong. I could be wrong with this thought, but 1.5 million seems lower than the damage that was done on 9/11.
It seems like that, yeah.
I don't know if that's true.
I know it's hard to calculate, but I'm going to say yes. I'm going to say it is.
I mean,
go out on a limb. Yeah.
I even hate having to put the disclaimer out there.
I do too, because it's ridiculous. You shouldn't have to. Obviously, we know. And we condemned it. And, but let's put it into perspective
just
a little
tad.
bit. Can we?
Just a tad.
Let me tell you about Rough Greens. We've been talking about Rough Greens for quite a while now. This is a powder that you sprinkle on your dog's food. It's just a supplement. Not just a supplement. This is a supplement that's going to make your dog so much more active, frisky, happier, healthier. It's got all the things that he or she needs to be healthier and happier. The vitamins and minerals and the probiotics and the omega oils. And usually dogs love this stuff right out of the gate. My dog will actually not eat her food if you don't sprinkle the Rough Greens on it first. So she's always got that little green mustache on her face. That's great.
This is so cute.
Yeah, it's adorable. Now, some dogs apparently don't take to it immediately. What you probably want to do is find out if your dog will, and if it takes a little bit of time, they're gonna give you a free bag of Rough Greens to try it out for your dog. All you have to take care of is the shipping price. So go to roughgreens.com. That's roughgreens.com to get your free bag, or call 833-ROUGH-DOG.
Pat Gray returns.
You got some strange stories today, too. You see the story of the herd of elephants that's just roaming free in a Chinese city? Chinese city of 7 million people. A herd of 15 elephants.
That's awesome.
Just has the run of the city. And they're just letting them go wherever they want. I mean, they've sent people to try to herd them and get them out of the populated area, but nothing's worked so far. And they don't even want to tranquilize them. I don't understand. Somebody's going to get hurt or killed, or there's going to be some property damage.
I mean, stay away from them.
That's what they're telling people to do.
Yeah.
Is stay away from the elephants.
Just stay away.
Wait, what? What? If they're rampaging through my yard, what am I supposed to do? Nothing. Just don't do anything. Just let them. What if they smash into my house? Let them. They're elephants. They don't know any better. Don't worry about it. I'd be for tranquilizing at least. And isn't the human population just a tad more important than the elephant population?
And
when they start posing a threat to man, don't you put them down? Or I know you try to tranquilize them and move them first.
Sure.
If you can't do that,
it is kind of weird that this country, China, would not just find a cage and put them in.
It is.
I mean, they have polar bears in hotels that their people are mad about, but we're letting elephants just roam
free.
Crazy.
Yeah.
It does seem a little strange that
Very
they can't,
weird.
Somebody doesn't come in and
yeah.
How about we walk them over here?
This is supposedly, our latest superpower, right?
Right.
They've joined us as the superpowers on the face of the planet. And this superpower can't do anything about 15 elephants roaming through a city. It just shows you how out of proportion everything is right now on this planet. Even in China, they can't deal with the elephants that are rampaging through an urban area. I don't get it. I really don't get it. I would think, hey, let's do a preemptive thing and, tranquilize these elephants. Well, some of the babies, I'm not sure if the tranquilizer will have an adverse effect on some of the baby elephants that are with them. Yeah, well, let's take a shot at it anyway. Let's see what happens.
I mean, the easiest thing in my mind is just to lead them somewhere out of the city.
It doesn't seem like that big a difficult issue, but
It doesn't.
apparently it is.
It doesn't seem like that would be that big a deal. You drive.
Herd them out.
Yes.
Right, like the cattle.
Yes.
I got some cattle. I'm driving to the town.
Thank you. I got some.
some cattle.
I'm driving to the town.
I got some elephants.
Elephants,
And
I'm driving them out of town.
Thank you.
Maybe they need some American cowboys over there to. You throw a lasso around them and lead them out of town. I don't know. Kind of strange.
I mean, the people that used to take care of them for the circus are doing nothing right now. How about you pay them some money and go over and have them whip those elephants into shape?
Yeah.
Literally.
Haven't they basically shut down the circuses?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I haven't even heard of a Ringling Brothers coming to town
they're done.
a while.
Yeah, they're done. And I mean, the elephants that they used are down in some ranch in Florida.
Really?
Yeah, outside of Orlando, between Orlando and Tampa.
Wow.
So, I mean, maybe they call those people and say, why don't you come over here?
Yeah.
I know there's a pandemic going on and all, but why don't you come out over here? We'll pay you a little money, and you herd up these elephants and move them on out.
We'll get you a mask, too. So that
Right.
so you don't get COVID, or SARS, or bird flu.
That's a good point.
Chicken flu.
Maybe we just do it FaceTime.
There is a new flu, by the way, right? The bird flu. There's one human infected, I think, in China.
In China, H1.
It's H1N1. It's
right?
like H10N1 or 2 or something.
So there's one guy that went to the hospital the end of last month, or the end of April, and he was in the hospital for 2 or 3 weeks. And then at the end of last month, May, they said, we're letting him go now, but he had this bird flu. He's the only one. Oh. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
I hope we don't have to.
I know.
Because in the beginning of this, that's kind of what they were.
It
the way
sure
they were
as heck was.
treating COVID. And then all of a sudden, it's everywhere. Jeez, I'd hate that. Would hate to see that happen again.
Me too.
888-900-3393. Just get a vaccine and you'll be set.
That's a good point.
Justin Trudeau, the premier, the head of Canada, the incredible nation,
The superpower
that is Canada. You know you're a superpower when your national sport is curling, because you got to be in order to take the embarrassment that comes from that.
I don't know. I'm not going to badmouth curling. I like it.
Oh, who doesn't? Who doesn't? But Justin Trudeau just got his vaccine shot, and it looks like it. And
wow,
here's how excited he was.
No, it's amazing because we were talking about how important it was for everyone to get vaccinated and what a big deal it was to get vaccinated. So I thought that was all built in already, but getting that shot really was an amazing feeling. It hits you.
Did you cry?
I cry at, I cry at movies. I didn't cry at the shot, but it was a moment where you realize, okay, this is it. And it wasn't so much because I felt that I'm at high risk because we're being careful and I'm healthy and I'm young and all that. But at the same time, it's knowing that each of us doing our part is getting through this, because we don't get through this unless the vast majority of the population gets that first shot and then a few months later gets that second shot. That's how we get through it. And it's something that everyone can do. And we're just seeing Canadians come out in such strong numbers all across the country to say, I want this COVID thing to end. I want to get back to normal. And the way to do that is to make sure everyone, even that crusty old uncle who resists, or that friend who's
that
skeptical,
preacher that we threw in jail,
them,
that kind of guy.
Them, tell them that they need to get vaccinated, because this is how we get through it.
Wow.
He can barely breathe. He's so excited about it.
I mean, I'm surprised he has. I mean, his wife, the wife is in the window, right? She's a lot older than him. So
she's in the window? Where was she?
She's in the window of needing the vaccine, the original vaccine, right?
She's I think she's 10 or 15 years older than him.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I'm not so. I think he probably got the shot a while ago. No, now that I see that again,
the way he listens
I
to
think
it,
he's just describing the feeling he had after he got the shot. Doesn't mean it just happened.
Right.
But the cultish nature again of the people who are so elated to just receive a vaccine shot, it's just bizarre.
Really is.
It's really weird. And like so many other things, climate change and abortion, the left has just made this almost into a religious thing. It's almost like religious fervor to get the vaccine shot, which is interesting because who helped it develop again? I'm trying to remember who was in office when this was sped through, and who was it that got rid of all the red tape, and who was it that incentivized all of these companies to jump into the fray and start developing a vaccine?
I don't know.
And who is it that doesn't get any credit for that now, even though they've turned the vaccine into some sort of religious symbol? Let's see. Oh, that's right. Donald Trump got this done for him. That seems to be lost on him just a little bit.
Just a little. And I want to apologize. It's not just it's the head of France that has the older wife, right?
Oh, is it?
Yeah, I think I was just looking because Justin's
Macron.
wife is just I think a couple years older than him. I mean, they're in the same age frame. Yeah, but it's Macron that has the teacher wife, right? Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Sorry, Justin. You're right.
Well, we knew it was some
related.
douchebag leader of some second-rate country. We knew it was that.
We did.
But I'm glad you cleared that up.
Yeah. Well, I don't want to.
No, we don't want to mix up leaders' wives.
We don't. No.
I want to be
I
completely
don't want to hear
accurate
it.
there.
Save your emails and your tweets for somebody else, okay?
OSHA now says contractors and other employees should not record vaccine reactions. The U.S. Occupational Safety and Health Administration reversed course on an employer-mandated COVID-19 vaccination on May 21st. OSHA also changed guidance that previously said employers should record all adverse reactions to required vaccinations. Well, they're getting
Really
too many
weird.
adverse reactions now, and now they don't want it recorded.
Oh, that could be.
The new guidance gives employers a roughly 1-year period during which COVID-19 vaccination reactions will not be required to be reported by the agency. I'm telling you, that's why. There's just too many reactions, and they want people to be vaccinated, so they backtracked on this, and they said, wait. No, you don't have to record that anymore.
Interesting.
Really?
That is interesting.
It's like the nurse at the clinic I went to when I was sick.
Yeah.
She said that the reason she hasn't received the vaccine yet is because she has seen so many people come in after the vaccine and they're really sick. And she doesn't want it. The Department of Labor and OSHA, as well as other federal agencies, are working diligently to encourage COVID-19 vaccinations. OSHA does not wish to have any appearance of discouraging workers from receiving COVID-19 vaccination. And also, they don't wish to disincentivize employers' vaccination efforts. So, they're not going to enforce the recording requirements.
Wow.
They're not going to require any employers to record worker side effects from COVID-19 vaccination all the way through next May.
If employers are forcing employees to get vaccinated, then they're responsible if something happens, right?
I would think so. Yeah, unless they've been exempted.
I don't think they have
in one of
been
these
exempted.
laws. That
I don't think they have.
I don't think so either. I don't think the employers are. Obviously, the vaccine manufacturers are.
Wow.
But I don't think the employers are. 888-900-3393. Also at Pat Unleashed on Twitter. Much more coming up. Great to have you with us. 888-900-3393. Also at Pat Unleashed on Twitter. Kevin Davis, SN16BN2 / leave me alone. Oh, those must be pronouns? Leave me alone? Maybe those are his pronouns. I don't know. If the new USFL isn't woke, I'll be watching it over the NFL. We'll see about that.
Yeah, we will.
From old ass bum in here.
Old ass bum in here.
I love that. That guy's a hero.
If January 6th gave you PTSD as a police officer, then you should never have been, and certainly should no longer be, a police officer. Also from Exponentially Mental Joe, stop trying to diminish the trauma AOC experienced on January 6th by talking about other people's negative experiences that day. She's suffered to the point she can't even help her grandma get her roof repaired. From Lori F&D, I feel like Jeffy may be a little bit biased towards the elephant herd.
Just gut check. Stop.
That's funny, right? You like that?
Why would she? Doesn't
I don't
explain.
know. I can't.
She doesn't give any explanation
I
of
don't
why
even-
it would be biased.
I don't know. I can't figure that one out. From Princess Salty Scalawag, Foreigner may never be in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, but they will forever be in the Pathead Hall of Fame. That's probably true.
So nice. I can't. I'm still stuck on the elephants in China. It's really weird that we can't find anyone in the world that can herd them up and move them out. It just doesn't make any sense. Doesn't make any sense.
I know it doesn't.
I mean, I know that they're an endangered herd. I get it, but four stumps to the sky unless they herd them up or move them out, or we're putting them down. That's the way it is.
Actually, elephants, I don't think are endangered. Are they?
Oh yeah,
They're on the
my
endangered
gosh.
species list.
And there's not
No
an
way.
elephant in the world that's not on the endangered list.
No way.
Pat.
No way.
Absolutely.
There are plenty of
Absolutely.
elephants. There's elephants everywhere.
No way.
I mean, there's elephants in a city of 7 million. So don't tell me there's any shortage of elephants. We got more elephants than we can shake his stick at.
No way. African elephants now endangered for sure.
Get out of here.
And
Okay, this isn't Africa, though.
no, it's not.
This
But I
is
mean,
Southeast
that's
Asia.
what I was saying. All right.
Are they endangered?
Are elephants endangered species? Asian elephants, and it's critical to conserve both. There's only 40,000 to 50,000 left in the wild, Pat.
And
40
once,
or 50,000.
and once they're gone, what are we going to do without elephants?
I don't know. I don't know.
Life will never be the same without
don't
elephants.
know.
It's like the woolly mammoth. I remember when everybody was worried about the woolly mammoth. And look how we've missed them. We've missed them so much. Saber-toothed tigers. Damn. I could barely get through my day without them.
That was my point with the stupid turtles. Seriously, come on now.
Yeah.
If turtles were
There you
No,
go.
oh no, I didn't do that.
You did
That was
it.
not on
straws in their noses.
Rob's got a hot
When
trigger
I
for that.
see a straw, I put it in my mouth. Straws don't belong there, but the turtles
They don't know why.
why.
They don't know why. So maybe.
So maybe
Yeah.
they all deserve to die.
There's no maybe about it.
No, there is no maybe
No
about
maybe
it.
about it. 888-900-3393. Also, speaking of the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame without Foreigner, this list of 100 artists without them, but does include fabulous artists like Fela Kuti.
Well, yeah, he was just
Huge, just nominated. I don't think he got in, right? I don't think he got in.
okay.
The Ravens, Sparks.
Love them.
Rufus was with Shaka Khan. Steve Winwood probably belongs.
Oh yeah, look, Steve.
Harry Nielsen. You got the Meters. How much do you love the Meters? I've never heard of the Meters. Who are they? The Marvelettes from the 60s. Pavement. Never heard of Pavement. Never heard of them. Let's see. A Tribe Called Quest. That's just one of those hip Rolling Stone type
Yeah.
artists. X. You heard of the band
I have.
X? Have you?
I have, yeah.
Okay, I don't know them.
Yeah, I like X.
Peter, Paul, and Mary for the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame?
Well, what hall would they go in? Peter Paul.
None.
They were huge at the time.
The folk music hall. The big
they were
music hall of fame.
They were huge, though.
The B-52s.
Love the B-52s now.
Mott the Hoople.
Right, Mott the Hoople. I used to have a friend that used to roadie for them.
Who didn't? Who didn't? I think we've all had somebody who's connected to Mott the Hoople.
Thank you.
Jane's Addiction, Joe Cocker, The Runaways.
Yeah, these are all influential, singers and performers that they all fell in love with.
How about Toots and the Maytals?
Yeah.
Never heard of them. Odetta.
Love Toots.
Never heard of it. De La Soul, I've heard of them. War, Patsy Cline in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Merle Haggard. Come on now.
Yeah, those. I mean, I love both of those artists, but
a band called Can, C-A-N. Tell me you've heard of them.
I have.
You're a liar.
No, I'm not. You forget.
Not heard
no,
of
some
them.
of these bands I know about because for a number of years, remember, I worked at the record store for a while, and I remember seeing their albums come through, and once in a while you might sell one, but I don't remember listening to them.
Do you remember ever selling an album by the band Can?
Yeah,
you do.
I remember seeing it.
Right.
Yeah,
okay.
I don't remember the music though.
I mean, this is just it's insane.
Like
it's
X and Mott the Hoople, all those bands were all, especially Mott the Hoople. No kidding, that guy that used to roadie for them, man, he was so funny. He'd be on the road with Mott the Hoople.
Was he a druggie?
Why would you think that?
I don't know, just out of the
blue.
He
was a hard-working...
Taking a stab in the dark there.
He was a hard-working young man.
Sure. All right, let me tell you about Scoremaster. Imagine your credit score with 30 or even up to 61 points added to it in just a few days. Not 10 or 15 points like others promise. Scoremaster users can add up to 61 points in 20 days or less, which is life-changing. Adding all those points to your credit score can mean faster approvals, better deals, lower interest rates on everything. It might be the difference between being able to afford a new car or a new home and not. Scoremaster was created by credit data scientists to put you in charge of your finances. And so there's a lot of people raising their credit scores a lot in just a matter of days. Scoremaster, it's simple. It's really easy to use. Takes about 1 minute to get started. And if you do it now, you get to try Scoremaster for free and see how many plus points you can add. Go to scoremaster.com/Pat. That's scoremaster.com/Pat.
You're listening to Pat Gray Unleashed.
How many Big Mama Thornton albums do you have at home? Because I mean, I can't even. There's just no room in my house for all the Big Mama Thornton albums that I've acquired over the years.
I've got I don't think I have her album anymore. I've got a poster from the first album.
Do you?
Yeah, Big Mama Thornton.
That's probably worth some money now.
If
that's in good shape, you should hang on to it. Because, man.
Who doesn't want a Big Mama Thornton poster?
I don't know anybody.
Okay,
I don't know anybody who doesn't. 888-900-3393. Also at Pat Unleashed on Twitter. We got to show you this valedictorian here in Texas. I think she is in the DFW area.
Yes, she is.
Isn't she?
Yes, she is, Mr. Gray.
Graduating from high school and had quite a speech to the kids.
Paxton Smith is her name.
Here she is talking about something near and dear to her heart.
In Texas. Starting in September, there will be a ban on abortions after 6 weeks of pregnancy, regardless of whether the pregnancy was a result of rape or incest. 6 weeks. That's all women get. And so before they realize, most of them don't realize that they're pregnant by...
Can you imagine only having 6 weeks to murder your child?
I can't.
Can you imagine it?
I can't.
What kind of state are we living in? Jeffy, I can't. They only have 6 weeks to extinguish the life. Jeez, over the weekend, while I was sick, stumbled onto a video. It was some abortion doctor, former abortion doctor, who walked you through the steps and what happens and just how grisly and despicable the abortion process is. What they do to this child in the womb is unthinkable. I can't believe it's legal. They tear their body apart.
Right. I mean, it's unthinkable because
every time
when you admit that it's a human being, it's unthinkable.
Yeah. And so to only have 6 weeks to do that is, wow.
It's unthinkable in and of itself.
Jeez. All right, let's see what else she had to say.
That's all women get. And so before they realize, most of them don't realize that they're pregnant by 6 weeks. So before they have a chance to decide if they are emotionally, physically, and financially stable enough to carry out a full-term pregnancy, before they have the chance to decide if they can take on the responsibility of bringing another human being into the world.
Pause it for a second.
That decision...
They didn't have that chance? Leading up to the... You know how a baby is made, right? Okay, that's where you make that decision. Leading up to that point. And if you've decided that you're not able or ready, maybe you don't have unprotected sex. It's just a thought. I don't want to put too much of a burden on the people who are actually responsible here.
Whatever, Mr. Puritan. Whatever. Okay?
This is unbelievable. All right, let's hear the rest of her babblings.
That decision is made for them by a stranger. A decision that will affect the rest of their lives is made by a stranger.
Oh, wow.
Ooh, not really, though. Because pause it for a second, because let's get back to the whole thing leading up to.
Yes.
So that decision was made by someone who's not a stranger to you, because it's you. Anyway, go ahead.
Uh-huh.
I have dreams and hopes and ambitions. Every girl graduating today does. And we have spent our entire lives working towards our future. And without our input and without our consent, our control over that future has been stripped away from us.
That's not true. No. To all that garbage. No. Great how deeply she's delved into the this particular issue, though. Isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Yes, it is. And she was also heralded over the weekend.
Courageous. I'm sure she was called courageous.
Brave. From the tweet from Hillary Clinton.
Oh, jeez.
I know. Talked about this took guts.
Did it?
Thank you for not staying silent, Paxton. Ugh.
That took guts. No, you know what would take guts is to stand there and tell people not to kill their children in their womb. That would take guts.
Yes, and she also talked about in the one interview how she lied. Right, she turned in the wrong speech, a different speech, and then decided, you know what, I'm going to do this speech. And so, you know what, I'm okay, whatever. I mean, do I think that she should be that speech should be banned? No, because they had one school in Michigan, right, where the valedictorian, the principal was saying, maybe you want to take that Jesus stuff out.
Yeah, there's been a couple of those.
Yeah,
countrywide.
No, I don't want that either.
Mm-hmm.
So, but she also talked about, so she lied, and there was also talking about, I watched that, well, as you watch that, I was trying to see if she was looking off to the side. At least the part that we had, she was not. And she said in the interview that while she was speaking, she noticed a woman on the side of the stage aggressively signaling for her microphone to be cut off. But it wasn't. So, okay. So we're supposed to believe that, this was so brave and people wanted to cut you off, but they didn't. So
there's that.
There is that.
Wow, the brainwashing that's done to these children.
Well, that's coming out of high school now.
Yeah.
I mean,
that's incredible.
Holy cow. And then, I mean, she's right. They only have 6 weeks to decide.
Yeah, you couldn't decide beforehand, right? You couldn't make that decision. If you're not ready for the responsibility of a child, maybe you don't commit the act that creates children. That's a wild proposition.
If didn't she also talk about what if her doesn't work. The protection doesn't work, right? She was upset about the rape and incest, and she was also upset about what if the protection doesn't work. So she's, if you're sexually active, which I'm sure she is. Yeah, I'm terrified that if my contraceptives fail, I'm terrified that if I'm raped, then my hopes and aspirations and dreams and efforts for the future will no longer matter.
I love that they use rape, this tiny, what a tiny little percentage of people in that position. And they make it the front, the sort of the head of the spear as they attack the other side with this.
And while your life changes with children, no question, is it over?
No,
is it over?
No.
Is it over because you got pregnant and you're going to have a kid?
Some people have dealt with it. Some people have actually dealt with it.
Really?
Yeah. It's possible
I don't know
to do.
how. I don't know how, Pat.
I know. It seems like it's impossible. Seems like your life would be over.
Done. You can't work. You can't go about you can't be out in public.
You couldn't put the baby up for adoption. Nobody wants children, right? Except for the 3 million people in line to get one. Don't worry about them. I don't think they really exist.
No, my life is over. My hopes and dreams and aspirations are done. You stop having dreams when you have a kid.
It is absolutely amazing, the one-sidedness that exists on that subject with the young people. Wow. I don't know that she's ever even heard the other side of this issue. It doesn't sound like it. 888-900-3393. More Pat Gray Unleashed coming up. Thanks for being with us. Oh.
It's Friday.
Right. But
it is
there's
Friday.
Also,
Good morning, Americans.
Right, thank you.
It's Friday.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. Now all's right
All
with
is
the world.
Right.
Let me get started here by telling you about Glint. Glint is something I really love. I think this is
did I put that back in there?
Such a genius idea. Yeah, you did. Okay. Thank you. Glint has been a sponsor for a while now, and as your dollars are being eroded every day by hyperinflation, low interest rates, saving and spending in real gold with the Glint app and the MasterCard that I'm holding, it's becoming even more relevant. I love it because I don't trust the Fed. I don't trust crypto. I don't trust our banks, and I certainly don't trust the stock market or our government. So I think buying gold right now, especially gold that you can spend, even at the grocery store, it's just a really smart move. But this is where it starts to get really exciting for you. Glint is crowdfunding right now. They want you to be a part of their future and to grow with them. So just go to republic.co/Glint. Republic.co/Glint. Find out more. If you qualify, you can invest in what I believe is the future of money. Again, go to republic.co/Glint to get all the details and do your own homework on this. Glint. Buy, save, and spend real gold digitally.
Pat Gray.
Welcome to Pat Unleashed. 888-900-3393 is the phone number, and you can always tweet us at Pat Unleashed. And you can use the silly little hashtag, too. Put that in your pipe if you want. We talked about what a horrific bill, the abortion bill, is in the great state of Texas.
Yeah, the heartbeat bill.
Yeah. Women only have 6 weeks to decide whether they want.
That brilliant valedictorian pointed out how bad that is. What horrible people.
The other
would try to protect babies in the womb. Why would you ever do that? Why?
It's not about the babies.
No, it's about her body and what she does with it. That's right. Thank you.
But we also have the Texas voting bill that they're trying to get through, and being called, this racist.
Oh, it's Jim Crow on steroids.
Thank you.
That's what it is.
Thank you. And some of the things that it does, and you think that it isn't, you say, well, it's just a voting bill. Well, yeah, it wants to ban after-hours voting.
Wait, what after hours?
So there's not going to be any 24/7 voting.
Has there ever been?
Yeah, there were drop-off points and stuff where you could drive through voting because they're banning there's not going to be any drive-through voting
If I
centers.
can't vote at 3 o'clock in the morning, this is no longer America. Why are you trying to keep black people who can only vote at 3 in the morning from the voting booth? Why?
Because of the pandemic, they had some of these drive-through voting centers and extra ballot boxes set up, and those are going away.
They're not going to keep that forever?
They're not going to keep that forever, no.
Wow.
I know. They're going to mandate all weekday early voting take place sometime between 6 a.m. and 9 p.m.
There's no way I can get to it in 15 hours.
And get this.
How am I supposed to get there with just 15 hours to choose from?
I get this. You're going to limit Sunday early voting.
No.
To only 1 p.m. to 9 p.m.
1 to 9 on Sunday?
Yeah. They're going to make it illegal.
I'm at church that whole time. There's no way I can get to the booth on Sunday between 1 and 9.
Yeah. So
I'm getting really pissed right now.
Okay, well, you're going to get more pissed because they're going to make it illegal for elections officials to send applications to vote by mail to people who didn't request one.
What?
Right?
What if I didn't know I wanted one?
Well,
and then I'm not going to get one.
You're not going to get one. It's going to bar counties from helping facilitate the distribution of unsolicited ballots. So if you don't request one,
you're not going to get one.
They can't help you.
Wow. That's like if you don't enter a lottery, you can't
win. That's right. You can't. It's going to require voters who request an absentee ballot to provide their driver's license number.
Stop it.
Or their social security number on both their request for a ballot and their return envelope containing their ballot. So
that eliminates all minorities. None of them have driver's licenses. Now, all of them have social security numbers, but they don't know them. And they don't know how to get them.
Well, yeah,
they got to have a white person tell them how to get it.
They definitely don't know how to get them because they don't know how to get online.
I mean, right?
They can't get an attorney.
The other portion is a lot of people don't know how to register. Not everybody in the community, in the Hispanic and the African American community, particularly in rural areas that are distant and or inner city districts, know how to use. How to get online to determine how to get in line for that COVID vaccination at the Walgreens or
Same thing with voting.
They can't do it.
Can't do it.
So anyway, that's just more horrificness from the state of Texas. I mean, it's really almost insane.
I mean, if you can't get there when we've got Sunday hours. From 1 to 9.
And one of the things that they were complaining about, too, that wasn't on this list, I remember that on the last Sunday of early voting, they were cutting that day, I think, by an hour.
No.
So, I mean, if you couldn't get there between 1 and 9, you most definitely can't get there between 2 and 9. Or 1 and 8.
Or 1 and 8.
Whatever it was.
It's unbelievable.
It's unbelievable. It truly is.
Many states don't even have weekend voting or early voting, including Delaware, by the way. You might recognize that as the president's home state. Does not have early voting. And they won't have it until, I think it was 2023,
a couple of years,
2025, somewhere in there. It's just, it's incredible.
It is.
It's incredible. And they're yelling and screaming about how oppressive this law is.
I mean, this isn't even a law yet because all of the Democrats in the House in Texas walked out.
They walked out. Jeez.
Because of, I mean, you can't vote 24/7 at a drive-through place. How dare you?
And again, if you can't get there at 3 in the morning, this just isn't fair to minorities. When are they going to vote then?
And I'll tell you another thing. If I don't request a ballot,
you should still get one?
Thank you.
Yeah. That's absolutely true. I don't know why, but it is.
But it is.
I can't believe it. And these are the things they're making a huge issue out of.
Yes. Really, really, really amazing that, and they're buying it. That's the spin on it. That's the spin on it. We have to make all available everything. Oh, that's. And speaking of all available, you see, yesterday we did the story about the kid on the border.
Yes.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And wailing and crying all by himself. Well, he's been reunited.
Oh, yes?
With his mother. Yeah.
His mother, where was she? Here? She's already in the country.
Yeah. And I guess they got separated, and now they're together.
They got separated.
They got separated, and I guess they came across at one point. I'll have to find the story. They came across the border.
Okay.
And they, I think, got sent back. And then they got abducted by some coyotes that wouldn't let them go. And she said that she came up with $5,000 to get free, but they kept the kid. I got to find the story.
She came up with $5,000.
I know. That's what I was saying. It was. I have to find the story. Let me find it. Let me find the story.
$5,000.
I don't know, but it still wasn't enough.
Oh, by the way, I just happen to have $5,000 on me. Let me give you that, and maybe you can get us across the border. No. I couldn't come up with $5,000 on the spur of the moment like that.
I thought the same thing. Jeez. Oh, here we go. Mother reunited at the border with mom. Oh, it's not there. Gosh, darn it. I'll find it. Go. But it's just unbelievable.
That is unbelievable.
And then the thing was that she was trying to. It mentioned in the story, in the first part of the story, it mentioned that it was her daughter and her son and her, and they were coming to the United States to be with their aunt. And now they've decided that they don't want to be with their aunt because they want to go someplace quiet and just. The mom sobbed at the border when they meet. Here's this. Gosh, darn it! I can't. This is not the right story. It was just amazing to me in the story that I read about it, and that now they're together. But at the end of the story, it talked about her being together with the son, and there was no mention of the daughter. So I don't know what happened to the daughter. The daughter's just somewhere gone in the ether.
Probably at the border, crying somewhere alone. Don't worry about it. That's how much she loves her daughter. Don't worry about it.
We got separated, and I couldn't come up with an extra $5,000 for her.
Jeez. Who knows? I don't know. This whole thing is such a mess. In Mexico, are you aware of the fact that 89 candidates for office just this year, during this campaign, 89 candidates have been murdered? Can you?
Wow. It seems like a lot.
Unbelievable. It does seem like a lot. Like more than you could possibly imagine anywhere in the world. Political violence mars every election season in Mexico, and the run-up to the June 6th midterm elections has been no different. But this year has been particularly gruesome, even for a country more than used to it. Or at least more used to it than most countries are. At least 89 politicians or candidates for office have been killed since last September. Okay, so less than a year, 89 candidates dead. They're part of a group of at least 565 politicians or candidates that have been targeted by some sort of crime. Mexico's government says this year's midterm elections will be the largest ever. By the time the polls close on June 6th, they might also be the deadliest ever. You can't even run for office in this country. How is this still a sovereign nation when they've got this kind of violence going on just running for an office? Just unbelievable. Really amazing. 888-900-3393. Also at Pat Unleashed on Twitter. Let me tell you about Built Bar. Built Bar is, it's a revolution in the world of protein bars because it's made by people who first wanted to make something that tastes good and second wanted to make something that was actually good for you. Built Bars are really high in protein and fiber. They're low in calories and carbs. And I mean like 3 to 5 net carbs. So they're even great if you're doing something like the keto diet or Atkins. And here's the best part. It just tastes great. Built Bars come in all kinds of flavors. All of them are amazing. Cookies and cream. I love the caramel brownie. The raspberry.
Oh, I know.
Delicious. They're really good.
Yes, they are.
And if you've been wanting to lose weight and get fit, don't give up. Use these. You don't have to feel guilty when you turn to a Built Bar to curb your hunger during the day.
That's good.
BuiltBar.com. Use the promo code PAT15 to save 15% on your first order. Promo code PAT15 for 15% off at BuiltBar.com. That's me. Hi. Thanks for being with us. 888-900-3393. Also at Pat Unleashed on Twitter, where old-ass bum in there tweets, well, there's a reason she's valedictorian. She paid real close attention to her indoctrination. True enough.
Yeah.
Also, I try to think there's hope because I used to be on the left. Never progressive left, but a blue dog Democrat. Abortion was my biggest flip. I was adamantly pro-choice up to 24 weeks. Wow. Then I saw the abortion doctor explain the procedure. I immediately flipped. Yeah, as any human being would do. I mean, I don't know how you can't. The video that I saw from that abortion doctor, former abortion doctor, he said he performed 1,200 abortions before it finally hit him. I shouldn't be doing this. And he stopped right then.
That's pretty powerful in and of itself, man, because usually once you've crossed over to the dark side like that,
there's no going
there,
back.
Yeah.
But that's great. When you see this video, I don't know how you wouldn't flip, because to see they sort of animate it, it's not an actual baby you're seeing. So, but it describes it and shows it so graphically through the animation that I don't know how you say, yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Tearing a baby literally tearing them limb from limb with the forceps or the suction. And when they get too big, I'm not even going to describe the process, but it's Nazi-like. It really is.
Right.
It's something you would only expect to happen in Nazi Germany. Something that would only be legal there. It is incomprehensible how people look at that and say, "Nah, that's fine. It's a woman's right to choose." How can you say that? And especially in the second and third trimesters. I can't begin to understand that. How you could be okay with that. That's a full-grown human being now. Now you're talking about a being with a brain and lungs and heart and all the limbs and a functioning person.
As the female who has now made the choice, I mean, I've been through. I have never been pregnant myself, although from time to time I know I look like it. But
from time to time, you look like it nonstop.
Anyway, I've been through a number of pregnancies with a couple of women.
People? Yeah, okay.
A couple of women.
Mm-hmm.
And it was by that time, really. I mean, and by that time, that child is a part of. I mean, you're connected with another human being that's growing inside of you.
Mm-hmm.
It just.
You would think the maternal instincts kick in.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I've seen it happen with a woman 6 times, and every time there's such a special bond there.
Yes.
So yeah, it is hard to imagine.
But not before,
really
not in the first 6 weeks, because she didn't even know. So.
The heartbeat bill will stop a lot of these. And
I was trying to think about that 6 weeks, because I feel like that's a pretty. I mean, obviously it should be 0.
Yes, it shouldn't be legal.
But I mean, most people I know, when you're pregnant. You know when you're pregnant. I mean, that
many do.
That first month.
Mm-hmm.
We hear stories from time to time. Oh, she had a baby on an airplane. She didn't even know she was pregnant. Didn't you? Okay. All right.
Yeah.
All right. You okay? Whatever you say.
I know. Cornstarch Crusader tweets, if elephants become extinct, what animal will the Republicans get to be the party symbol? The weasel. My recommendation is the weasel. The Steve42 tweets, at this point, I think the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame is just trying to annoy Pat. They've done a good job at it.
Yeah.
They really have. BJM Golf, how was that valedictorian not booed off the stage? In Texas. Yeah, I don't know.
Well, this was in Dallas, though, right? So, I mean. Oof.
But not Dallas. I don't think inner city Dallas, was it? It wasn't. This was suburban. Wasn't it?
Still, though.
She's out in Bedford or someplace. Also, from Gulch Shrug, we should remove the locks on prison doors. Consequences are the problem here, not bad decisions. And Caffeinated Texan tweets, I thought valedictory speeches were supposed to be about thanking those who helped you get there and give encouragement to your peers.
Well, that was the first one that she submitted. That she said, hey, this is the one I'm going to do.
Yeah.
And then she decided, well,
I'm not going to do that.
I'm not going to do that.
Right.
Lake Highlands High School.
Oh, that's right. It is in Dallas.
Yeah.
But it's a really nice part of Dallas. Right? Isn't that the Highland
I think so.
area? Where all the big
I don't think they're living
oil homes are.
I don't think they're living in trailers.
No, I don't think so. I don't think so.
It's possible that they are. I don't know. I don't know what their living arrangements are, but it seems like that area they do okay.
Now, somebody brought up AOC. She had a brilliant idea. This one weird trick to stop crime. You know how they always have that on websites. Try this one weird trick that will save you money. New York Democrat AOC said at a press conference yesterday, the U.S. should stop building jails if we want to reduce the inmate population. Okay. All right.
Can you take her saying it?
Can I take her saying it?
Yeah. Would you rather have her tell you?
Oh, is she saying? Oh, we do have the. Let's see it. Let's see it if we've got it.
We should have.
And it goes a little something.
I sent it in
like this.
Oh, we don't have it.
No, we don't have
never
it.
Never mind. That's too much to ask. Never mind. Sorry.
I will have to circle back on that one.
Yeah. No problem.
She said it's not acceptable for us to use jails as garbage bins for human beings. Yeah, that's what we've been doing. We need to treat people and see them as human. If we want to reduce violent crime, reduce the number of people in our jails. The answer is to stop building more of them.
Duh.
So if they know there's space, of course they're going to commit the crime.
Hello.
If they think, well, obviously they got room for me at the prison, so I'm going to commit a crime so that I go into one of those places. What kind of weird logic is that?
I don't know. I don't know. A couple of
it's bizarre.
It is, and she had said, talked a little bit about creating better better mental health care, and I don't necessarily disagree with that.
Right. Better mental health care is fine, sure, but stop building prisons. That doesn't seem to be an answer to anything.
Well, they're too full. First of all, so
right. That's why you're building more. So that
doesn't make any sense.
Not overcrowding the ones you currently have. I believe this is where she says it, actually.
If we want to reduce violent crime,
yes, here we
if
go.
we want to reduce the number of people in our jails, the answer is to stop building more of them. The answer is to make sure that we actually build more hospitals. We pay organizers.
Whatever.
We get people mental health care and overall health care, employment, etc. It's to support communities, not throw them away.
That's
okay.
If we want to,
I think she made such a powerful
she
statement.
Sure does.
There.
She sure does.
It's so great.
Yes, she does.
Nobody to AOC. No one is smarter than AOC.
Well, that may have changed a little bit now that she's going through therapy, but I don't know that.
I don't think so. That does not seem to be the case. I don't think that's humbled her at all. 888-900-3393. More Pat Gray Unleashed coming up. Still makes me laugh every time. I love it. Economy added 559,000 jobs in May. Jobless rate, unemployment rate is now 5.8%.
Huh.
It's pretty good. 5.8%.
I'd like to know the way they're ciphering that.
Please. They're ciphering it in a special way. You know that.
They have to be.
There's no question about that. All right. 888-900-3393. Also at Pat Unleashed on Twitter. The Israeli-Palestinian situation continues to fester just ever so slightly, even though they do have the ceasefire going on.
Yes, they do. And we've got
it does seem to be holding so far.
We've got some Arabs going into the government now, right?
That's what I was going to mention. Think about what an incredible situation that is. They have included, I forget the name of the party, but they have included the Arab Party in Israel in the new government.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me? But they're the apartheid state.
Yes, they are.
Aren't they? They're the apartheid state. Let me ask you this. When Gaza created a new government, when was that? Late 90s? Early 2000s? And they voted for Hamas? Did they include any Jewish party in that government?
I don't recall.
Pretty sure the answer is no. No, they did not. And nor would they ever. Nor would any Arab nation include a Jewish party.
No way. And now, because of that, right, all the opposition leaders got together and made a deal to form a coalition government, and they're pushing out Netanyahu.
Yes, they are. By the way, the Arab Ra'am Party is part of the new formation.
I apologize.
Right, it's just stupid of us. Of course, that should slip right off the tongue. Incredible. It's just really incredible. And yes, Netanyahu, for the first time in 15 years, is not going to apparently be the leader of that government. How many times have they tried to form a new government in Israel?
I know, to push him out.
How many elections have they had?
In the last couple of years, it's been, a lot. I mean, it seems like every couple of months, they're putting together something to try to push him out, and it looks like this time they succeeded.
Yeah, they finally did.
Yeah,
it looks like, and so who knows? I don't know that they even know yet who the actual leader is going to be. Do they know?
Not that
I don't think so.
Not that I saw. Yeah,
such a weird system.
It really is a weird system.
Again, you should learn a few things. I don't know, from us, because we don't have that problem.
Or maybe Mexico.
Or maybe Mexico, where they kill their candidates. Just 89 of them, though. Only 89.
Not 100.
No, it's not 100. It's not every single one of them. There's like 559 running. And only 89 of them have been assassinated.
That's it.
That's a pretty good percentage.
Arriba! Oh, I don't know.
What was that? I don't even know what that was. All right, 888.
I could tell you about it.
You could tell me?
I could have.
All right.
They took out some audio that I did during a commercial break.
Oh, really?
During the commercial break, some music was playing.
Oh, and you were singing along with it?
Of Arriba.
Oh, I see.
Alabama.
Okay.
And since we're talking about Mexico,
bang.
Arriba! Thank you.
Tell me that wasn't worth it.
Thank you. Right?
It certainly was. Obviously. All right. U.S. agency, the United States Equal Employment Opportunity Commission, at their headquarters, have decided that U.S. companies can mandate that employees in a workplace must be vaccinated against COVID-19. What?
Yeah.
Really? The EEOC, in a statement posted on its website explaining its updated guidance, said employees can be required to be vaccinated as long as employers comply with the reasonable accommodation provisions of the ADA Act and other laws. In addition, employers may offer incentives to workers to be vaccinated as long as they're not coercive. As long as it's not, well, you have to be vaccinated or you can't work here. That seems coercive.
Well, we're giving
Doesn't it?
We're giving, you know what? We're not telling you have to be vaccinated today. You have to be vaccinated in a month or so.
Yeah.
Or you're fired.
Right. What if I have, something against the vaccine and I don't want to take it?
Ooh,
sorry. You can't work here.
Man, your feelings are important to us.
It doesn't seem like they are.
They are.
I don't know if you know what the word important means.
No, they really are important to us.
Really?
And we obviously can see how important they are to you.
Right.
And you can have that importance someplace else. Just not here.
So,
and again, who's responsible? All right, when something goes wrong, if I get sick, if you mandate I get the vaccine and I get sick,
and you grow a tail, or
whatever,
a third eye, have a massive heart attack,
who's responsible?
I think the employer is, right? They're the only ones who can be held.
The EEOC.
No, it's not. They're not going to do anything about it. The vaccine manufacturer is not going to do anything about it. The only logical place to hold somebody accountable would be your employer who forced it on you.
So what they'll end up doing is most of these companies will say, we recommend it highly, but we're not mandating it. And you can either work from home if you're not vaccinated, or you can work over there in the corner, back over there. We still appreciate your input here, but we appreciate it over there.
You would think that this would be a great place to allow working from home. If they don't want to be vaccinated and they can do their job from home,
yes,
to allow them to do it there, and you can't come into the office. Maybe that'd be a decent compromise.
And that's what a lot of companies are doing. They're also, I just read a story about a lady who was asked to come back to work for one meeting and quit because she didn't trust coming back into the office, and you have me working from home, and I'm not coming in for any meetings.
Part of the cult, of the vaccine cult.
Yeah.
Yep. She's too scared. People are just completely out of their minds.
But that goes back to allowing people just to work from home. You can do your job. You're going to just work from home. That's fine. Get out of here.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, I guess that's the new. You can work. You can work over there. It's fine. You're over there.
Right. And I just want to tell them, get off me. Let me do what I want. Okay. How about my body, my choice?
How about that?
Since there's no other body that is being considered here, that is my body, my choice. So get off me.
Thank you.
888-900-3393. iTarget Pro. Let me tell you about a way that you can become proficient with your firearm without having to spend a fortune on ammo. In 2020, over 8 million guns were sold. That, combined with efforts to defund the police and rising crime, has driven the cost of ammo through the roof. If you can even get it. Americans have stopped training with their firearms altogether because it's just so expensive. And again, it's also, it's also difficult to find ammo. That's why iTarget Pro was invented to give law-abiding citizens a cost-effective way to train in the safety and privacy of their own home. No more inconvenient trips to the range or expensive practice ammo. Just download iTarget's proprietary app, load the laser bullet into your firearm, and start your training experience. The laser bullet helps show you where your shots are landing on the target and makes it completely safe so that you can have your kids participate in this. It's really safe. You don't have a bunch of holes, in your walls from bullets, which is probably not ideal.
It's not recommended.
It's not recommended, and it is not ideal. Dry fire training will help develop muscle memory. It'll sharpen your target reaction speed, sight alignment, trigger function, lots more. iTarget Pro comes in all major calibers, including .223 for your AR, so you can stay sharp with virtually any firearm. And today, you can save 10% plus get free shipping when you use the offer code PAT at checkout. Go to iTarget Pro, smartest way for you to practice. It pays for itself in a day. That's the letter I, then targetpro.com, offer code PAT. iTargetpro.com, offer code PAT.
Pat Gray.
So, a couple things. First, rest in peace, F. Lee Bailey.
What? F. Lee Bailey died?
87 years of age.
Oh,
I know. I always
very famous lawyer.
I always kind of liked F. Lee Bailey, although he was in trouble quite a bit of his life.
Certainly the last part of it.
Yes, but I saw the video from your guy. You know him, you love him, O.J. Simpson. And, O.J. was giving his big Twitter eulogy to F. Lee, his friend.
Was he?
Yeah. And I guess F. Lee's got a new book that he just finished that he hadn't been published yet before he died about the O.J. Simpson trial. And so we'll see if that actually comes out.
It's amazing how almost every lawyer that was famous at the time worked on O.J.'s defense.
Right.
F. Lee Bailey, Dershowitz,
Cochran.
Cardassian, Cochran, the whole group.
Yeah, they sure did.
It's an amazing team. Incredible.
And it worked.
And it did work. Yeah, sure did.
It worked. They all helped him along.
They're all dead too, except for Dershowitz, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, every one of them.
Yeah.
The curse of the OJ thing. Huh.
One might think that was a curse of some kind.
One may think it.
And I see that the laptop that was either Hunter Biden's laptop or not Hunter Biden's laptop. Was there a laptop with his stuff on it?
We know for a fact.
Don't know. Could have been the Russians. Could have been.
No, don't try to get him out of it.
Could have been a laptop hacked.
I won't abide
possible.
I won't abide it. Don't try to. No, don't.
The laptop keeps giving and giving. So now they found some screenshots of texts and emails to Hunter's stripper baby mama on there. And you remember how he denied knowing her.
Yes.
Didn't remember.
Yeah, I didn't remember her.
That was a tough time in my life.
Didn't you sleep with her and get her pregnant? Well, yeah, but I don't remember her.
Yeah, I mean, that happens to a lot of us over the years when you're doing drugs and you forget who you're with and you're just,
sure.
You're just out there partying. And, it seems that prior to that yapping from Hunter that he didn't remember and didn't know her, she was on the payroll of his company. He was paying her, so that she had insurance and stuff.
Such an amazing liar. He lies about everything.
I know.
Everything.
And so then once she had the baby, he cut her off and just dropped everything. And that's when she ended up with the paternity suit where he was denying it. And then remember in March, I think it was, of 2020, before the election, right? Before the election, they settled because he was fighting it, and he kept fighting it, and then they settled because it came back that the kid was his, which is a daughter. That we know now from these texts and emails that it was a daughter, and the name of the kid, and it was his kid, and he pays her monthly and pays for her insurance, and we just pretend like she doesn't exist.
He's an amazing douchebag. Just amazing.
Right?
Yeah.
Right? I mean, he's got this kid that is denied by everybody. I mean, Joe talks about his grandkids, and Hunter said in that one interview how his dad calls his kids every night and talks to them every night. He doesn't call that one. He's not calling that grandkid. That one doesn't even exist.
Jeez.
But he's got kids from the first wife. He's got a new kid, right? The new kid was just born not long ago with the new wife, and that's a boy. The others are daughters. He's all got daughters except for the one new one. And I'll give you 3 guesses, and the first 2 don't count, what the name of the kid is.
Joe.
Bo.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that makes more sense. Yeah.
Agonizing. I still think I still think his book should have been titled "I'm Not Bo."
It should have. Might have sold a few more copies.
I know.
Nobody was interested in as it was. 888-900-3393. Let's go to Eric in New York. Hey, Eric, you're on the Blaze.
Hi. Hi, Pat.
Hey.
I have a dog, and his name is Bingo.
Oh, nicely done.
Oh,
Look at that.
nice.
See what he did there? See what he did?
I do. Yeah, I did.
Where'd your bingo occur, Eric?
Top row.
Yep.
It's nonsense.
Nonsense? Mm-hmm.
The heavy breathing. You don't care.
You don't care.
Keith saying niner.
All right.
Get off me was the last one.
Get off me.
And I won't abide it.
Won't abide it. You got
Congratulations.
Spend that $35 in a just haphazard way. Just splurge and spend it all in one place.
At shop.theblaze. No, shop.
Thank you.
At the website
Thanks a
where
lot.
we sell
Appreciate it.
stuff.
It's shop.
No, I can't.
It's
I
a
can't remember.
Pathead something.com
Sure.
line underscore.
Sure. It's the website where we sell stuff.
Yes.
I swear to you, I can't
You
remember.
know it. You love it.
All right, now I gotta find one. I can't remember what the heck it is.
We have the new Pathead place.
Oh,
we're
okay,
supposed to be able
that's
to
right.
remember.
Pathead.
Yeah. Anybody know it? Nobody knows it. Without Keith here, he's the only one who knows it.
Pathead stuff.
Patheadshop.com? Is that what it is?
Okay.
Yes. Patheadshop.com.
All right. It's just that easy.
Did you try it?
No, I got Pathead.
Try patheadshop.com.
Patheadstuff.com doesn't work.
Okay, patheadshop.com.
Pathead Shop takes you right there, yes.
Okay.
Takes you to shop.blazemedia.com.
Another website you should remember today, Kexi.com, and go there for delicious, incredible cookies, best on earth. Actually, Kexi.com, Kexi.com. For Father's Day, we've got this bacon maple cookie that it's phenomenal. You're going to love it.
It does. It sounds like it would be good.
Yeah.
I mean,
it is good.
It sounds like it may
is
be
surprisingly good.
If they were, we were able to test it.
Oh yeah,
take you for your word
on Monday.
I'll bring in. I'm not saying that you're lying.
I'll bring in some samples. You can test it out for yourself.
It's possible.
Yeah. So go to Kexi.com. See if you agree. Let's go to Jess in Pennsylvania. Hey, Jess, you're on the Blaze.
Yeah, Pat, how are you?
Good.
I got a comment about the graduates. If both parties would keep their pants up, their birth control would never fail.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
Wow. Yeah.
That's exactly right.
How archaic of you. Okay, whatever. Thanks.
All right, thanks.
Thanks, Jess. Yeah, like abstinence is possible. It's not possible. That's what the left believes. We're animals who can't control ourselves. So it's impossible to ask anybody, not to do that if you don't want to get pregnant.
We shouldn't have to control ourselves.
That's right. We were never meant to.
Thank you.
We were never meant to.
Ridiculous. What do you think we came to this country for?
So it was a free-for-all. That's why. So we could do whatever we wanted to, whenever we wanted to do it.
Get away from that repressive king.
Right.
Come here.
And just throw caution to the wind. And do anything to anybody that we ever wanted to do.
Thank you.
That's what it's all about.
And now you're trying to tell me I only have 6 weeks to decide whether I want to kill a baby? Shut up. That's ridiculous.
It is. It's unbelievable. It's really unbelievable. All right. The former director of the CDC says he received death threats from other scientists. Why? Because he betrayed the COVID-19 expert community instead of towing the line on the animal to human transmission. So he didn't buy the theory that this came from a bat in the wet market in Wuhan. His name's Robert Redfield. He went on record in an interview with CNN that he believed the coronavirus pandemic began when the virus escaped from a laboratory in Wuhan. How dare you? How dare you say that? It was so bad, the backlash, that they were threatening to kill him for it. That's amazing.
It sure is. Look, many of those scientists were, blackballed, so to speak, for believing that. And in some of the emails from Fauci, it talks about creating the narrative that it was that it wasn't man-made, and it wasn't released. It was because transmission was a bat, and it was what's the zoo? I forget what they call it, but anyway, for coming
zoological from or something.
Yeah. But they had a big deal about that, and so that was the narrative, and big tech helped along because anybody that talked about anything other than what was the narrative,
you got shut down.
I mean, yeah, hello, and the emails from Zuckerberg to Fauci. How can I help? What can we do?
It's amazing.
I mean, I realize that that's a generic, how can I help? What can I do? Gee, we really thank you, Mark, for all your help. But we see what happened after that with how you helped. We just shut people off.
And what they have found since is that they have tested hundreds. In fact, I think they said thousands of animals. And it came from none of them. None of them. In fact, they said in a bat, it's hard to even get the virus to survive in a bat.
And the other scientists have talked about the different strains inside of the coronavirus, COVID-19, don't come together naturally. The way some of the molecules are inside it doesn't come together naturally.
Interesting.
So most likely, I don't know, I'm not a scientist, was man-made.
And the Wuhan Institute of Virology is the only facility in China permitted to handle the most dangerous known pathogens, including Ebola and Lassa viruses. And so it's likely they would have had this.
Yeah. Well, and we know now that, some of their scientists in November, for sure, of 2019 were sick.
Right. Yeah, in November of 19. Yes.
And so, I mean, and I know from, personal conversations that people were sick before that in this country that were testing negative for COVID and negative for flu, but they were sick. They had some kind of illness that nobody knew what it was. They were being sent home just to, here, take some flu stuff and try to get better. So, I mean, I personally believe that it was here before then, but I mean, there's no proof of that. But we know it was out in November for sure.
So it only makes sense.
It does.
That's where it came from. And I don't know if they released it on purpose or if it was an accident.
No, I don't think so.
But it just makes sense that it came from the lab.
Yes, and it's possible that they were trying to get rid of elephants. It's possible they didn't mean for humans to get sick.
It's possible. Yeah. Yeah, it is possible.
Doubtful that they'd use that to get rid of 15 elephants, but it's possible.
Yeah, especially since the 15 elephants weren't roaming around at that particular time, so that might not be the most logical.
You don't know that? Were these
scenario.
Newborn elephants?
All right, well, have a great weekend. We will be back on Monday, hopefully with my voice completely healed by then, and we'll talk to you then. Oh, plus on Glenn, next, filling in for Stu.
Pat Gray, only on the Blaze Radio Network.